I like how we all have hoodies on for this.
Yeah, we're getting cozy.
Yeah.
Welcome back to the Neighbors Pod. Today we're back with one of our haunted episodes, which we haven't done since the fall.
Yeah.
Now it's summer, so...
It's gonna be good.
Yeah, it's gonna be really good.
I love hearing these.
I'll be talking about Rowan University. If you're from New Jersey, you know this college. If you don't, if you're not from New Jersey, it's in like central Jersey, but kind of South Jersey, however you want to look at it. Kind of in the middle of nowhere. So these stories have been circulating for years. We're starting with Bruce Hall, which is the OG building of Rowan. It's like one of the firsts. It was built in 1923, and some say it still houses spirits that never left. Students and staff have reported flickering lights, footsteps when no one's there, and doors that slam on their own. There's even a legend about a former janitor who still works the halls, especially on stormy nights. One student said they heard keys jingling behind them on the top floor, turned around, and no one was there. So I'm going to read the write-in about Bunce Hall. As a night student back in the 1990s, I took many classes on the upper floors of Bunce Hall. I cannot recall how many times I would leave class last, start down the hallway, and hear footsteps behind me. Naturally, there was never anyone in sight when I turned around, but those hallways echoed with sharp steps that did not come from my feet. The stairwells were the most active. I knew I was alone, but I frequently heard loud feet going up and down the stairs with me. As a commuter with a 25-mile drive, a trip to the restroom after a long class with lots of coffee was a necessity, so I got to know the bathrooms in Bunce pretty well. The ladies' room on the first floor was particularly eerie. Although there was never anyone in there with me, I would hear the stall doors open and close, hear water running and humming as if someone was standing at the sink, casually humming as they combed their hair. 3 times the lights went out as I was sitting there. Twice they came right back on, but the third time they stayed off, and I had to grope my way to the door in almost pitch blackness. Sure, it might have been security shutting off the lights after hours, but the main door never opened or closed. No one had ever entered. All the hallway lights were on once I found my way out, so I would have seen the light had the main door opened. I was never terrified, but some of the experiences had me a bit on edge until I had to face the real terror of a cross-campus walk in the park. Okay, stupid. That's Bunce Hall. There's 2 more stories about Rowan University.
Oh my.
Next, there's Hollybush Mansion, which, a fun fact that I found was that President Johnson and Soviet Premier Kosygin met during the Cold War, like, at this building. Okay.
The more you know.
Yeah, long before that, it was a family home, and some say a woman in Victorian clothing was seen peering out in the upper windows. That was kind of boring. The next eerie spot, the Wilson Hall Tunnels. There are underground tunnels beneath campus. Some say you can hear whispers echoing through them, like full-on ghostly conversations. Apparently, security is scared to go down there.
What?
I didn't know there were tunnels underneath the
No,
university.
me either.
I didn't know. That reminds me of Brighton Asylum, man.
Yeah.
The freaking tunnel system underground.
Yeah.
No, that's weird.
The last story. A few students have sworn that they've seen a shadow figure near the old theater department building. And if the theater kids say it's haunted, I kind of believe them. So the write-in from this one is, former theater student who spent a lot of late nights in the theater, in the bathrooms, in the classrooms, etc. One time, I was in the theater late by myself when I saw a shadow move quickly out of the corner of my eye. The theater was empty. It was near Christmas, so there was no show going on at the time. When I looked up to see if I had seen something, I heard something getting thrown and hitting something, then hitting the ground. Wasn't sure if it was thrown at me or at the wall, but it was enough to spook me out of there pretty quickly. I also had a ruler disappear from my pocket once. It was a thick architect ruler that I would have felt being removed from my pocket, but it completely disappeared. Never saw it again.
What?
A couple times I've been in bathrooms and heard the doors squeaking and had the lights shut off on me once. Definitely a creepy place to be by yourself at night. I didn't know Rowan was so haunted.
Same.
Yeah.
It does have a campus where it's like its own community. So you describing all those buildings, I could see, like, ghosts, why they would linger.
Scary.
Mm.
I think the
Rowan
first
is
story
south,
is the
right?
scariest. Rowan is south, like central Jersey, yeah.
Okay. I feel like it all stems back to the Pinelands.
Probably. Yeah. I think one of these people committed suicide. Might have been the janitor.
Wow.
Could be misremembering. But, like, scary. Imagine being in a stairwell and hearing steps behind you.
I
No.
would be running.
And like
I'm
the
out.
echoing of that would freak me out.
Especially at nighttime on campus, I hate that.
Dark in the middle of nowhere.
Literally, woods.
Yeah.
If I heard that in Newark, I'd freak out. Oh my god, I would think someone's about to kidnap me.
Yeah.
Like, I do not want to hear that anywhere.
No. Yeah, that's my NJ haunt.
Now I want to ask people that went there, like, if they've heard of these stories.
I wonder, I would tell that on like a tour.
Yeah, definitely. Scare them from coming there.
Yeah, it's fine.
Only if it's a Halloween tour.
Yeah.
Bad PR for the school. Let them find out on their own. I'll go next, though, because my story also relates to the Pinelands. It is the legends of the Blue Hole. So I wrote out a little summary to read.
I've never heard of this.
Me either.
Yeah, apparently it's where the NJ Devil goes. It's his pond of sorts. I went deep into Weird NJ this week, and I found something that low-key freaks me out. So picture this. You're walking through the Pine Barrens. It's giving Blair Witch vibes, and suddenly you find this random perfect circle of water. Super still, perfectly crystal blue. And it's absolutely freezing to the touch, even in the middle of summer with the sun beating on it and it's supposed to be warm. It is still just like ice cold. Okay. Apparently, this place has been creepy for generations. People say it's bottomless, there's no fish, there's no plants, and it never warms up. There are old school rumors that whirlpools form out of nowhere and drags swimmers under. So if you're ever wondering if the Jersey Devil has entering the chat, yes, he totally has, because he definitely likes to hang out there. People report feeling like they have icy hands that pull them down under the water, and they feel like they have weird scratches. Some people come out with weird scratches on them after being like dragged suddenly while they're swimming there. So it sounds like straight out of a horror movie from what I was able to see online. There wasn't like too much, but from what I've heard and seen, I don't need to be anywhere near that. I don't like effing around with that kind of stuff. I can swim, okay? But if I feel something grab me and drag me down and I'm coming up with scratches, ain't no way.
How big is it? Is it like the shape of a bog type of thing, or is it a lake?
It's like a pretty sizable amount of water.
Oh yeah, that's huge.
That's way bigger than I was expecting.
I was imagining like
a
5
little
by
thing.
5.
Yeah.
No, it's definitely pretty sizable. So the fact that like that is just absolutely freezing all year round, and like people go swimming in there and then they come out feeling icy hands and they're dragging them and whatnot. Nah, I don't need to play around with that at all.
In a whirlpool?
Yeah,
Creepy.
allegedly.
Yeah.
Terrified of that.
That is spooky.
I wonder how deep it is.
Yeah, right? They
No
say
one
it's
really
bottomless. Sometimes, like a bog, they could be like 20 feet deep.
What is a bog?
Have you ever gone on a hike through the woods and there'll be like sludgy water?
Yeah.
People will fall in and it's hard to get back up because it's so filled with roots and dirt, grass.
Damn.
But it's water filled, yeah.
That sounds awful.
Yeah, it's horrible.
like
I was in a Girl
quicksand.
Scout trip and this girl fell in the bog and it was like a big deal. They got her out. She was fine. But
would you be able to use like the tree roots to like help you like climb up like stairs, or like would they like work against you?
I
think
imagine
they work
them working
against
against
you.
you.
because it's sludge, imagine.
Yeah, that's awful.
Yeah.
Sucks. Aren't bogs also when people fill those gallons of water?
A Borg?
Borg? What?
When you like go to a darty, you bring a gallon.
A darty!
You fill it up with your drink of choice.
I can't believe that just came to me. They like have silly sayings on the bottle.
The Borgs.
Darty or Dage?
Darty. What is the age part of Dage?
Rage. Yeah.
Day
No
rage.
one's raging.
I've always heard
I like
Dage.
Dage over Darty.
I like Darty.
I think it depends on the school you go to. They use different terms for it.
Maybe.
I never went to any of those.
Either. I didn't have a board.
I chose the Flanders Hotel. Have we ever...
Flanders? Flanders?
Oh yeah, sorry. It's Flanders. Wait, I said Flanders because I accidentally miswrote it the first time around. It was still in my head. Sorry, let me start that over. I'm covering.
Where is this place?
I'll tell you.
Okay.
The Flanders Hotel in Ocean City, New Jersey.
It was a wedding venue that I saw.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Not like saw in person, but I saw online.
Oh, okay.
And I was like,
I
no.
want a haunted wedding venue.
Right.
Mm.
Haley, maybe this is your place.
Okay. Built in 1923, the Flanders Hotel. Flanders. I gotta stop. The Flanders Hotel has a resident ghost known as the Lady in White, or Emily. The building was named after Flanders Field in Belgium, where poppies grew over American soldiers' graves from World War I. So soldiers that didn't return home, that's how the hotel got their name. In 1927, a sweeping fire wiped out 12 blocks of Ocean City's waterfront. 3 hotels, several businesses, 2 theaters, and the mayor's home were destroyed. However, the Flanders was spared, which is kind of like the intro. Whoa, like everything burned but this building.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Spooky.
It continued to be a popular resort during the 20s and was repurchased in 1996 by James Dwyer. And he turned it into condo units and also restored much of the building. So I'm interested you saying that they have it as a wedding venue now.
Mm-hmm.
So the ghost is known to be the spirit of a young woman in her early 20s with long brown hair who runs barefoot in a white dress.
Aww.
According to guests, she is cheerful, can disappear into walls, and messes with locks. There have been reports of swinging doors, light bulbs mysteriously being unscrewed, sightings of a white gown turning quick corners, and the sound of a girl's voice singing. In Ocean City, the lore says that Emily was the girlfriend of a World War I soldier who never returned home. So that kind of relates to the
OG story
of the building.
Yeah, maybe he's buried in that field.
Maybe. She was allegedly spotted in the basement of the hotel in 1999, known as the catacombs. That's what they call the bottom portion of the building. With various sightings in the lobby, second and fourth floors, and within the grand rooms. And apparently, a photo was taken during a wedding in the hotel's banquet hall, and she's captured in the image. But there's no proof of this picture, so who knows?
Yeah, why is that allowed to be mentioned then?
Who knows? Somebody. And I also have a side note because another one of the articles I saw mentioned this part, that the catacombs were built to provide new entrances for the guests so that they, like, let's say they were in the pool in the back, they weren't running through the lobby in their bathing suit. But provided space for illegal gatherings, bar, and gaming room, and that the Flanders Hotel allegedly catered to organized crime families. So there was like some mafia stuff going on. And it says there are rumors of 2 people who died in the catacombs related to those said meetings, but it was never confirmed. And apparently, what's not a psychic? A medium came in and he described the 2 deaths. One being like a strangulation and another one being a hanging. Terrible. And in my opinion, I feel like these bad energies from that could lead into the ghost.
But Emily sounds like a fun time.
Yeah, she seems like a vibe.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not mad at her.
Keep the guys in the basement, but let Emily run.
Yeah.
Yeah, Emily seems like she was waiting to get married to her love, who didn't come back.
That's so sad.
Yeah. Poor Emily. Yeah. Keep crashing the weddings that happen there and have the time of your life, girl.
And I kind of want to visit it now.
I know, me too.
The pictures were kind of pretty.
Yeah. And, no, it looks really nice online. Yeah. But I was like, I can't go there.
It's a drive from where we are.
But the mafia stuff, I've had like a fascination with that recently. So hearing that.
Oh, God. What was the movie I just watched? I gotta pull it up, actually. It's on my letterbox.
Yeah. I wonder if there's a Sopranos episode like similar
that
or
would be
inspired by that.
I wonder. There was some conversation in one of the articles I read that said when people, like, alcohol was illegal, they would have these speakeasies down there and everything, and that's kind of where those meetings started, but I don't know. You never know.
American Hustle is the movie that I watched.
Oh!
Great cast, but part of the plot is the mayor, I want to say, of Jersey City, but it might be an ocean town in Jersey, is, like, involved in this mafia betting and stuff, but that reminded me of this a lot. It's a pretty good watch if anyone
Spooky.
likes gangster movies.
I've heard of that. Is it older?
2013.
Okay.
Bradley Cooper's in it, Amy Adams, Jennifer Lawrence, Christian Bale. Like, there's a huge cast.
Yeah. I'll watch.
Yeah, it was good. Jersey Power Brokers and the Mafia. It's like an FBI agent trying to break them.
Oh, okay.
Get them. Yeah, anyway, that's not very haunted.
Thank you guys for listening to our haunted stories. If you have any that you'd like to share, you can comment down below or send it to us in our submission box. And we hope you enjoyed this episode. We'll see you next week.
Bye, neighbor.
Bye.
Bye.